Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Nathan Gallagher's abrupt disappearance just before the first charter of Below Deck Mediterranean season's 10 sent shockwaves through the crew and left Captain Sandy Yawn scrambling to salvage the mission. From cryptic messages to a last-minute scramble, here's what went down behind the scenes, and how this early misstep set the tone for what became one of the most turbulent seasons yet. It began less than 24 hours before Bravado was scheduled to depart from Barcelona. The cast and crew gathered, readying themselves for the first guests to climb aboard. But then came a text. Tessa Budd, one of the deckhands, revealed she had severe food poisoning. She apologized profusely and said she would try to arrive by the following morning. Immediately, tension spiked. Having one missing crew member is a logistical headache. Having two could threaten the charter altogether. As the hours ticked down, Sandy realized she had another problem. Her new bosun, Nathan Gallagher, elevated from deckhand to bosun for this season, was nowhere to be found. He had yet to show up. At first, Sandy tried to maintain optimism, texting and calling him for an ETA. But when he answered via FaceTime, his appearance told the real story: sick, fatigued, and visibly debilitated. Nathan confessed he had food poisoning too, confirming what had already been suspected. He said he'd been up and sick most of the day. His hope was to recover enough to board by morning. But as Sandy later acknowledged, the timing could not have been worse. If Nathan did not arrive, the vessel would lack a qualified bosun, breaching manning requirements. They literally could not leave the dock. Faced with that scenario, Captain Sandy turned to a familiar face, Max Salvador, a returning deckhand from past seasons. She asked him to fill in as temporary boss until Nathan could arrive. Max agreed, though he warned he didn't know how long Nathan would be delayed or whether he could keep pace. Meanwhile, the rest of the deck crew, including Christian Trimino, looked on with unease. Without direction, confusion reigned. In one dramatic crew meeting, Sandy delivered the news. Deck team had a little bad news. We're missing two. They have food poisoning. She asked the crew to stay calm, do as much as possible, and be ready to adjust. For many, it was their first hint of the chaos to come. Meanwhile, Nathan battled his illness. He admitted in his confessional that the day before charter was a disaster. His hope was to be aboard the yacht by morning, though he felt far from fully recovered. When he finally arrived with only a few hours to spare before scheduled departure, he rated himself at about 70%. He acknowledged the scramble had robbed him of precious time he would have used to orient himself with his new crew, assess their strengths and weaknesses, and get ahead of potential missteps. From the moment they departed the dock, Nathan was already fighting uphill. He barely knew the men under his command. There was little time to build rapport or trust. Mistakes began almost immediately. The deck team bungled the launch preparations of the water toys. In one glaring mishap, one of the jet skis floated away unmoored. Max dove into the water to recover it directly in view of charter guests, while Christian, flustered, admitted he didn't properly secure the lines. Nathan's frustration boiled over. He declared the situation a nightmare in his mic audio. For a rookie boss, desperate to prove himself, the pressure was intense. Captain Sandy intervened, demanding greater speed and precision. Nathan apologized, promising to get the crew aligned and organized. But by that point, the damage had been done both in guest perception and in his own confidence. Later, during a critical maneuver, Nathan was tasked with hoisting a wave runner back aboard. Inexperienced and under duress, he miscalculated and slammed it into two navigation lights mounted on the yacht. The collision was audible and visible, and the passengers were watching. After that, Sandy pulled Nathan aside and made it clear, "We gotta talk about this." Nathan acknowledged he was overwhelmed. In a confessional, he contrasted his previous role as a deckhand, where he could focus on one job at a time, with his new responsibility as bosun, in charge of all tasks and personnel. He admitted he was underprepared for the complexity, and that the first charter already resembled a ST show. But even as chaos mounted, he steeled himself to push forward. Behind the scenes, the dynamic between Nathan and the crew was delicate. Captain Sandy, in interviews after filming, sympathized. She recognized that Nathan had never led a deck team before. She admitted she applied pressure, and at times, that pressure made him more error-prone. But she also praised his resilience, calling his ability to reset remarkable, though she wished his recoveries had been more consistent. She later expressed confidence in his potential, saying, "Nathan gives us a very good season," and that she would welcome working with him again. For Nathan personally, the stakes were higher than ever. Outside the deck chaos, he was navigating a rekindled relationship with former below-deck med alum Gail Cameron. The two had reconnected and, by the time of filming, were expecting a child together, a major life shift for Nathan to manage simultaneously with his new professional challenge. The previews teased their emotional ups and downs, with Gail confronting Nathan over past wounds and demanding that if he wanted a future, he would need to step up not just on the yacht, but in their relationship. With the first charter behind him, Nathan had already skated dangerously close to failure. Yet, he remained on the boat. He remained in the game. The irony is that many viewers might see only the drama and mistakes, but behind that is a man trying to master new terrain under extreme constraints. From missing before departure to fumbled launches, from broken lights to crew friction, Nathan's early missteps on Season 10 foreshadowed the greater turbulence ahead. Whether he'd be able to steady the ship both literally and figuratively became one of the season's most central arcs. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.